Alrighty. Hello everyone. Welcome to Mississauga. We are going to take a lap around Square One today. And please confirm whether you guys can see closed captions. Thank you very much. Or if not, let me know too. Hey, look at that. Epic Nation HD is a moderator. Good to know. Thank you, Moblin. Awesome, Liam. Live streaming with CC enabled. That's awesome. All I have to do now is eliminate any ahs and hums from my speech and talk clearly enough for YouTube to pick it up properly. Because as we know, using voice to text is not awesome on tech in general, and closed captions are basically YouTube doing voice to text in a very quick way, which makes it very weird to use on a live stream, but it does help. Of course, today's the day I don't have my second phone, so I can't even check. Look at all the towers around here. Mississauga's built up everything around Square One Mall, and basically nothing outside of it. Quite interesting. If you go anywhere outside of the Square One kind of area, you got nothing. Just low-rise residentials most of the way. But Square One has a college attached. Or not attached, but Square One has the, is it Sheridan College across the street? And also it has City Hall, so it makes sense to be kind of the city center And also hello to Tiana and Aiden Thompson McGuire. Hello, hello. Also, thank you, Aiden, for joining membership. Very much appreciated. Yeah, the guy on the scooter was. The guy on the scooter was. It is delayed, Liam, but if you think about it, unless you struggle with English, then like technically there's no point in having both the sound and the closed captions turned on at the same time. And yeah, it is interesting. Moblin shows it shows me that Nightbot and Epic Nation HD for Life are moderators now, but it shows it interestingly. It pops up a entire separate message on top of your message that says moderator, instead of just, I don't know, adding the color, which is a bit weird. Here we have the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. Also, on the right side is Walmart. Apart from, you know, the job, somewhere's pretty nice, Aiden. I'm basically free from school, so when I'm not working, I can travel a lot more. And as you probably have seen, I can do a lot more live streams from different places. So that's good. I like it. I have a ton of exciting trips coming up, actually. Firstly, this Sunday, I have a day trip. Then next weekend is, of course, the big everyone knows Montreal. And then the week after that is the Chevrolet Grand Prix at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, which I happen to have a ticket, so I'll be going to that both Saturday and Sunday. There will be very long, probably 10 to 12 hour live streams those days, since I'll be basically streaming once I get there until I leave. I'll make the most of that because that's very, very exciting and fun coming up. Hopefully your summer is going swimmingly as well. This bridge here connects the mall to the multi-level parkade on the left. The rooftop is oftentimes closed. It's more closed than not because there's not enough traffic to fill up the entire 1, 2, 3 floors up to the rooftop, but sometimes it is. And also they've been having construction there in the parking garage for quite a while now, and it's been moving through the space, so I think they should be done pretty soon, but I don't know when. I still see trailers up there, so I'm assuming they're working on the roof now. As you guys can see on the right side, if you turn your head, Hudson's Bay is of course long gone. Almost a month to a year now. That building is under construction apparently. Kind of looks like a bunch of rectangle blocks stacked on top of each other. But I guess that's at least somewhat different from the glass squares downtown. Oh, did you guys hear about the Lego store opening in the Eden Center? And then right after that, I saw something about the Lego store opening somewhere else. I can't remember if it was Square One or if it was CF Markville in Markham. Either one of those would be very nice to get it, but we shall see. Tiana's using your new iPad mini. Very nice, very nice. Congrats on the new device. There are some iPhones coming out in September. Henry's been talking almost non-stop about it on his streams, about the 18 line, and especially the 18 Pro and Pro Maxes. And hopefully you guys are all enjoying the closed captions on the live stream. This will be a permanent inclusion now. Once again, I have to recall Henry's name. Thank you, Henry, or Toronto Tech in Transit, for enlightening me as to the location of the switch for closed captions on YouTube Studio. It was well hidden behind some other settings, which I never really noticed. It's almost hidden in plain sight. Hopefully the audio is good on this stream, and the video is probably shit. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this cell connection. And I don't think it's the iOS 27 beta causing it, because I believe that when we were in Lindsay, Ontario, it was doing the same stupidness. And I legit have no idea how to fix it. I tried setting the stable bit rate in Moblin, but I cannot do that right now since I'm not using the computer to stream. Right now we're just streaming from the phone straight up to YouTube through Moblin using RTMP, so if the connection drops completely, the stream is done. There's no backsplash here. But that is something we have yet to figure out. What the heck is going on with this adaptive bitrate shit? When I was using the stable bitrate at 6 Mbps last Thursday when Zeller's opened, and I live streamed afterwards. When I did that, it was fine. Although if there's any sort of small divot instability, it drops completely instead of just pixelating. But it was fine because we were in downtown Toronto. Here around Square One, it is, to start with, very bad. You probably remember my last Mississauga stream around here, where we were walking around and the connection was like a roller coaster, up and down, down a lot. So yeah, we're not doing that. But it's okay. We'll figure it out eventually. It's clearly not iOS 27 fault because we've updated to that after the issue. And we've also updated to beta 2 recently. So I don't think there's anything to do with that. The iOS beta had negative impact on other stuff like separate app functions. Most notably in beta 2, my Tim Hortons app stopped working on the scan and discover pages. Only the home page in Tim Hortons works, which is a little bit weird in itself, but that I can definitely live with. Henry can't, apparently. He was complaining about it. But the workaround is just to order online ahead. And some other apps have been more buggy than usual for me, but nothing really to complain about. On the right side is Holt Renfrew. Higher-end department store. Tiana uses the Samsung S26. Nice. I have an Android phone and it's not Samsung. I used to have the S24 Ultra, but I did not like it. So now I just have the Google Pixel 10 phone, which is quite nice. I like it. My main device is the iPhone Pro Max, so I don't need nothing super powerful out of my secondary phone. And also, I just like the design of the Google Pixel. I like when it goes down on the table or a flat surface, it doesn't rock at all because the camera visor, they're calling it, basically stretches all the way from one end to the other of the phone. And of course it's centered, so there's no left or right rock. And also it's pretty stable. It gets all the latest Android updates because Google's to Google's, right? I got Android 17 on that thing already, and all the other Androids ain't getting Android 17 until, well, like end of August or September probably for Samsung. And then the other Androids that aren't Samsung aren't gonna get that software until even later, as in like December. So that's cool. What's also cool is this kind of fall feature thingy-majig at Square One. Circular hangout spot. Looks like the water fountain is not working yet. Even more construction on this side. They are cool, Tiana. And my Pixel, the Pixel 10 that I have, is the very, very nice blue color. And it's not apple blue, right? It's not white with a shade of like baby pastel blue kind of thing. No, it's real blue. It is very saturated blue color. It looks awesome. It looks very beautiful. Dare I say, more pretty than the iPhone. Definitely more pretty than the latest iPhones. The 17s with their freaking plateau. I know the 18 is gonna look exactly the same. You know, we're not getting a redesign that soon. But, you know, the 15 Pro Max is getting old. It is gonna be 3 years old in September when the 18 line comes out. So I think it's time. And as much as Androids are very cool, the iPhone is the only Apple device that you can truly have standalone apart from a MacBook. Where if you have an iPhone, you don't really need an Apple Watch, you don't really need a MacBook, you don't need an iPad to feel like you have all the Apple features. So it is very well optimized. Just like the Google Pixel, because similarly to Apple, Google only has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual models of their phones coming out every year. And that's if you count the Pro and Pro Max as separate models on the Fold. You know, iPhones have the Air, Google has the Pixel Fold that are separate, and the others are just, I don't know, just the regular, and then the Pro versions, which is very easy to optimize. And of course, Google makes Android, so they got first pick, just like iPhones. Aiden sold your iPad on Monday because you weren't using it as much as you thought you would. Let me guess, did you get it for schooling purposes mostly? Or did you get it for like artwork or something? Because for school you should definitely get a laptop device, be it a MacBook or a Windows, unless you do design. Unless you're in the fashion and design industry, then you should definitely get an iPad. There's a look towards the food district at Square One. And if we pan over, we can see all the high-rises, which are very much centered around this mall here. This mall here, and then City Hall over there. We've actually gone inside City Hall on a previous stream, and it looks like we have traffic on the roundabout. Isn't that amazing? There's a scatterbush in the distance there, and you can't see it from here, but there is a Cineplex, which is very notable because it is only one of 2 Cineplexes in Ontario to be able to screen 70mm film in full IMAX. So Cineplex Mississauga, which is Square One, and Cineplex Vaughan, which is Colossus Theatre, have film projectors, and ordinarily a film projector would be able to support 35mm film, which is pretty small, you know, regular film, but some films are filmed in a very big 70mm IMAX format, which is absolutely awesome. The downside is that they sometimes get digitized, or most of the time they get digitized for digital IMAX or digital other formats. And most of the time, those formats are not tall like IMAX, so they get cut down to the widescreen. But the projectors at Square One and Colossus are able to take the full 70mm film, which, if you see it in person, right beside the other film, it is massive. In fact, the Colossus Theatre in Vaughan, which is, by the way, kind of hidden between Highway 7 and Highway 400, that IMAX screen is the second biggest IMAX screen in, and I always forget this, it's either the entire country or at least in Ontario, because the biggest IMAX screen is at Scotiabank Theatre on Richmond. But that IMAX doesn't have film projectors. None at all. That IMAX screen is laser projected with the use of 2 laser projectors stacked, no, not stacked. Actually, yeah. 2 laser projectors stacked on top of each other. Oh, these fountains work. That's good. In fact, in many thanks to Liam, we are going to that theater on Saturday night to see the Supergirl movie in IMAX. That is very exciting because action movies like that translate extremely well to the large format of IMAX. You can see everything, basically. And it's very, 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 very immersive. If you guys ever get the opportunity, definitely pick IMAX. It's worth it. And if you have the technical knowledge, or if you're able to differentiate between the IMAX versions, you should Google the individual cinemas from Cineplex and see which ones are taller rather than wider. Because as me and Liam, in fact, got scammed at Yonge and Dundas, The Yonge and Dundas Cineplex technically has IMAX, but it is very tiny. It is in fact so tiny that by the size of the seating, if you sit at the back, it looks like a regular cinema. It's insane. Definitely worth checking, which I of course did not do on that particular screening. But now we know, do not go to Yonge and Dundas for IMAX, because it is just shit. Well, looks like we're back to Whole Foods area, which means that we have made an entire full circle lap around square one. Look at that. We're back to, pun intended, square one. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you. If you haven't, please hit the thumbs up. Also, selfie time. Cheers, Aiden Thompson McGuire. I appreciate the membership. Fingers crossed you keep it for a long time. Oh, we had an altercation there. The cars were turning left and straight into the same exact lane. Crazy. People can't drive sometimes. Anyway, as I was saying, hit the thumbs up, comment down below. Thank you guys for testing closed captions feature with me. I will definitely check it out as soon as I finish it, before YouTube is able to process it and as closed captions. We'll see. Anywho, thank you guys. Thank you, Moblin, for updating and telling me that Liam and Nightbot are moderators. Isn't that amazing? Looks like the Ninja is live, so click the link and follow him along to Epic Nation HD channel and join the live stream. Continue these Thursday night celebrations. Celebrating what? Just the forever overcast Ontario. Cheers, everyone. As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.